Welcome back to Live at 5. If you or anyone you know has ever been interested in adoption, you know it can be a long and costly process.
Emotionally draining process for a lot of people, too. Some organizations in the upstate are coming together to try to make the process easier. And in a minute, we're going to tell you about an event this weekend, so grab a pen.
But first, I want to introduce you to a couple who found their son through a mixture of marketing and help from a local support system that they never knew existed.
Oh, Boo Bear. It's okay. It's okay.
You couldn't find a more natural mom than Jessica Donahue, even though nature was working against her.
We've been told by 3 different physicians that we would never conceive on our own.
And so she and her husband Drew looked into adoption.
I knew that I had a heart big enough to love any baby. And so at that point, I just started asking God to make me a mom.
At first, the Donahues were overwhelmed by the projected cost of adoption, between $20,000 and $40,000. But then they discovered the concept of self-matching. Through the help of Greenville-based Quiverful, they learned how to market themselves through social media, raise funds, and cut adoption costs by more than half.
Good job.
It turns out Sailor was an extraordinary match. He was diagnosed with a rare neurological disorder that left him blind. Donahue is a nurse with all the resources to care for him and certainly all the love.
Sailor is blessed regardless of what his perception of life is, and that if we don't teach him to be sad about it, he'll have no reason to.
That very disorder led the Donahues to another couple we've told you about, the Bolts. Stephanie and Jonathan's daughter, Addie Grace, had a degenerative disease. Families met at the doctor's office and became each other's support.
Sailor became Addie Grace's first boyfriend, and we even took him over for her first date. He brought flowers, and we just wanted to love on them through this process.
Addie Grace died in December, a week shy of her first birthday. And since it was a genetic disorder, the Bolts are now on the same path as the Donahues.
There's not a day I don't think about her. But it also reminds you every day that, like, I really want to be a parent.
The Bolts are hopeful a birth mom will reach out to them. The Donahues know nothing is beyond hope. Jessica just learned she is 9 weeks pregnant.
I tell Sailor that there is no difference, that there's a baby in my tummy, but he grew in my heart. And the new baby makes mommy throw up a little, but, but that's the only difference.
It was such a joy meeting them.
Kid.
Oh, definitely. Well, the Donahues and the Bolts, by the way, are going to be at a special event on adoption called Families Forever going on this weekend. It will connect families with all the resources that we mentioned and more. It's Saturday at First Baptist Church on Head Street in Simpsonville from 10 to 1:30, and it is completely free.
More American